Hello and welcome to CD Projekt Red Update. We are very excited for Cyberpunk 2077 and its upcoming downgrade. But don't worry, as you see now, no difference. It is hard to see with the naked eye, but right is the PC and the left is Xbox. See? No difference. With the new Xbox One build, we are able now to release Cyberpunk on the 3DS Nintendo, the Sega Dreamcast, Commodore 64, original Game Boy. Thank you and see you on September 17th. Maybe.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Now watch this.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed. Guys, news today about Cyberpunk 2077, or rumors. I guess we have to ring the rumor bell. Okay, this is all rumors at this point.
Look, you come to the layman to make sure you get the facts. Okay, so we're here to tell you the facts. These aren't rumors. These are all true. Now, these are all rumors, but it's a video because if they are in fact true, big changes for the Cyberpunk.
Potentially
world.
big changes. Certainly some stuff that I think is going to have an impact on the game. Graphical fidelity. There are rumors right now that the game is not running well on the Xbox One S hardware, like the base Xbox, and that's been the reason for the delay. I can't imagine that it's that different on the PlayStation base hardware either. But look, let's get into the detail because there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cyberpunk 2076.
Is this going to be like Witcher 20? Oh, you stole my joke.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's right.
Okay guys, so a bit of a backstory. Let's face it, Cyberpunk 2077 looks sensational. It is the biggest game of 2020 right now. Like, I can't think of anything else that people are more excited for, and a game that I would put my money behind that would not win Game of the Year more. Does that make sense?
No, it makes no sense.
That would win Game of the Year more. That's what I'm trying to say. So look, everyone's very hyped for this. Now, we did get the sad news. It is delay season, okay? We got the sad news that it has been delayed from April something to September
something.
17th? I said that so many times now, and I have forgotten that now.
It was, of course, delay season. There were quite a few other delays at the time. There was Final Fantasy VII Remake. There was the Avengers game. Dying Light 2 has just been delayed. So it all falls into a general pattern of like, you know, we've set this ambition for this date, and then it doesn't quite happen. That's okay, though. We welcome delays for video games because it means they go out when they're ready, which is what you want. You want studios to take their time and not rush things, okay? Now, there was the official statement from CD Projekt Red about why this delay was happening, and here is what they said. Cyberpunk 2077 won't make the April release window, and we're moving the launch date to September 17th, 2020. Remember that, Sam. We are currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be the crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing launch will give us the precious months we need to make the game perfect.
It needs more polish. Am I right, guys?
Oh,
no one's made that joke before, right? This is cutting edge memes right here.
So first of all, good job, CD Projekt Red. Like, this is the right thing to do. We really respect them for always putting their customers first. And they said we need more time, so they're going to take more time. Good stuff.
That is good. I'd much rather a game that takes another 2 years, right? And I know it's going to be a damn good product. Well, maybe not 2 years, but a long time. And I know it's going to be a very good product compared to some shitty game comes out and it becomes a 76. No one wants that.
Correct.
But look, polish 5 months. That's a big gap, really. April to September. That feels like there's more stuff maybe going on there than just, hey, let's make this game look prettier or run better.
Yes, possibly,
You know?
possibly. The flip side to that is, I specifically recall when Fallout 4 was revealed by Todd Howard, he actually said, look, the game is pretty much finished now, we're just polishing it. And
Todd wouldn't lie, though, guys.
Todd would never lie to us, guys.
So I believe
that's just not his style.
Exactly.
It allows us to have 16 times the detail.
After the rough cut for the first time, everyone in attendance looks just as baffled at the clusterfuck as we were. No one looks like they know what's going on, and they all look like they're about to start pointing fingers.
This period of 5 months of polish, it doesn't sound too crazy, but at the same time, it is a fair amount of time. The question was exactly what's going on here and why has it been delayed like it has.
And we didn't have any real answers about that. We were just all speculating and making videos about it like YouTubers do, right?
Today, though, we got some rumors about why this might have been the case, why this delay has happened. Now, this report comes from a Polish sort of video games insider, and his name is, and here we go,
This
with
is
the,
a new Laymen
pronunciation.
Pronunciation
Of Boris Niespielak. Boris Niespielak.
Where is that? Oh, there it is.
There we
No,
go.
that's Boris Niespielak. That's probably not right, but
Nice.
anyway.
Sounds like he's saying something backwards. Anyway, let's
Yeah, it
call him
does.
Boris for now.
Crazy.
Okay?
Yes.
And he's a video game insider that's apparently quite respected. I've never heard of him personally because I don't speak Polish.
Is he the Jason Schreier of
That is
Poland?
what people say. He is the Jason Schreier of Poland. I don't know if that's true or not. But either way, on a podcast recently, he revealed a few things. One of them was that the exact quote that they have here is that the original Xbox One console is not powerful enough to run the game properly, and apparently Cyberpunk 2077 performance on the console is extremely unsatisfactory, and he heard that if this problem with the Xbox has not been solved by January 2020, the release date must be postponed. Surprise, surprise, we then get a release date delay for Cyberpunk 2077 in
Xbox
January
One.
2020. So,
The most powerful console ever.
so that story makes a lot of sense from the perspective of the dates line up.
Sure.
And it also makes sense from the perspective of, I'm not remotely surprised that current gen hardware would struggle to run this game.
Yeah.
We actually saw gameplay back in 2018. Behind closed doors, like the whole journalists saw it first thing.
Sure.
And the first thing I said to Sam when we got out the door was, there's no fucking way that is running on current gen hardware. No way, no
It
how.
looked pretty spectacular.
It looked like the
and
best open world I've ever seen in a video game, by like a massive step up.
I was optimistic because I know as the current gen goes on, people understand how to use the architecture and the graphics get better, and people can optimize the game around it fine. But you're right, it was definitely a stretch. It definitely looked like
sure.
this is not going to be an easy thing at all.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, that was my question mark. And so to hear that they're having these problems getting this game running on hardware, as I said, it's a rumor, but to hear that, I'm like, yes, I can understand why that would be the case and why changes might need to happen to get this thing going. Now, what does this mean then? Like, what does this actually
What possible
tangibly...
change can we do?
Well, this is the thing, right? If you want to get a game going on hardware, like, yes, you can go a fair distance with optimization for sure. But at the end of the day, if you're hitting a brick wall, you're going to have to do some visual downgrades.
Sure.
Like, that's the reality of it, you know?
Is this going to be The Witcher 2.0, everybody? Is this
Witcher
what we're looking at?
3 is it Witcher 3 2.0?
32? 76?
So
Shit.
what Sam is referring to, of course, is that The Witcher 3 did get a graphical downgrade. Now, you can go and search that, you can compare the footage, and
I'll be showing some now.
unquestionably, there was a downgrade there between what was shown and then what we finally got, okay?
Yeah.
But I want to make the really important point that, like, I think there's two types of graphical downgrades that happen in video game development. I think there's the ones that happen where a studio sets a vision and it's trying its best, and then it has to kind of like, you know, just take some steps back based upon what's realistic. Then I think there's the ones where it's so unbelievably different that you're like, mate, you've taken the fucking piss.
Like
here.
Watch Dogs.
And Ghost Recon Wildlands as well. Like Ubisoft titles in general, right?
Yeah.
Have this rich history of just promising the world and then delivering a very tiny sliver of that on the release.
Yeah.
So there's a difference, man.
There's
I don't
definitely a
think The Witcher fell into that category of CD Projekt Red trying to rip us off.
Yeah, I think, you know, sometimes the ambition does not meet the reality. I like that a company's like, that, guys, let's reach for this, let's try and do this. If they can't get there, the reality is they have to step it back, and that there is consequences there, and people start then questioning, you know, were they ever really wanting to deliver that? It is murky territory because you'll never really know, you know, but... I mean,
I think
you know.
the gameplay that we saw, I was like, this is absolutely running on high-end PC hardware, and then it's like, how is it really going to look? And we could always expect some sort of visual downgrade for consoles anyway, right? Because that's how it works. We see some trailer that's running on like the best possible hardware on PC, and then it looks slightly not as good as that on consoles. This news seemed to indicate we might be in for a further, so something a bit further back than we might have hoped, like a bigger distance between those two versions than what we might have assumed.
I think the big thing is, like, I think that if we're already seeing it on, you know, a behind the scenes thing where the computer, you can't see the computer, it's probably has like two GTX 1060s in it or whatever, and it was working then. I do think. Sorry, 2060s. Sorry, 2060s. Bro, that's the best.
What about 2080?
2080s, you know what I mean?
Right,
you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Whatever,
we
right?
get it.
You get it. Yeah, you got it. Then it's clearly working on PC. That's where I'm going with that.
Sure.
And we can probably expect at PC, we're still going to see that, and that might be a cushion for the actual launch of Cyberpunk, where CD Projekt Red can still be like, look guys, it's still running at the current graphics that we showed you, but only on PC. The question is, how's it going to run on Switch though? Like, I would like that, but it's not going to happen. But I do think that's going to be like the cushion that they can actually kind of land on. But it's going to be very disappointing for a lot of people that are, only having consoles like Xbox or PlayStation. They are maybe in for a rude shock.
If it's true, again,
of course
we
it
come
is.
back to the idea that it's rumors, because rumors are rumors, man.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do that. But there's a lot of people talking about next-gen hardware and the idea that this game should be delayed to next-gen hardware. This game should never have been released on current-gen hardware. They're like, is it going to get cancelled? No, man.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get cancelled, guys.
No, I'm saying, like, would they cancel the current-gen version and just release it next-gen, okay?
Yeah.
No, there's like 120 million PlayStation 4s out there. They need the install base. They're not going to not deliver this game on current-gen consoles. So if there is some sort of change that's going to be made, they will make it and they will still ship it. And at the same time, there's going to be a next-gen version, like the CD Projekt Red have said, look, our focus right now is on current-gen hardware, but they haven't ruled out the idea that we will see a new version of the game that comes out on PS5 and on Xbox Series X, which is exactly like Rockstar did with GTA, for example, where the game gets a nice facelift and it looks fantastic, and they add some new first-person mode. Maybe they'll add a third-person mode.
That's all they need.
No, they won't do that.
No,
that's a whole other thing. But that we can expect that on next-gen hardware. So if there is any kind of sort of graphical downgrade that does take place, then it would be possible for people to wait a bit longer and then get it on next-gen, and it will look better.
It's kind of cool, the idea that maybe the consumer can have their cake and eat it too. Like, in terms of, like, instead of them having to delay it to next gen, I like the idea of them going, look, this is the reality. We tried. We can't get it to what we want it to look like on consoles. We're going to bring it out on this console, and we're also going to bring it out on the next gen. So you still have that experience later on. At the same time, you don't have to wait another year for it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think that's still maybe a good way of looking at it. You're gonna have it on PC. It's gonna look its best on the PC. Maybe, probably, hopefully, the same as it actually looks at the moment on the trailers that we've seen on the PC. The rest of it's not going to look as good. In the future, we might also get there too on the next consoles. But that is really it, right?
That's the news.
I'm ending the news tonight.
Nice, Sam.
See, I am.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay, take it home, Sam.
I'm the boss. Thank you, everybody, for Laymen. Laymen out.